When this guy enters a VR pod, his friend laughs, expecting a total fail. But our MC was a literal sword god in his past life, so he instantly locks in max difficulty. The AI goes all out, but Seojin effortlessly parries every hit. Landing a brutal counter, he halves the bot's HP, leaving his friend completely shook. The bot tries another attack, but it's totally useless. Seijin just domes it, unleashing insane, lightning-fast slashes. He slices off its arm to finish it for good, leaving only scrap metal. His friend is completely shook. How did he diff an AI that 99% of players can't touch so easily? With cracked skills, bro is guaranteed to secure the bag streaming. How did it all start? In this world, VR streaming peaks at the League of Streaming tournament, won by Shin Hyun 6 years ago. Today, our MC Sejun is stuck in boring R&D. He was a washed-up gamer, benched by a trash sync rate. But new tech finally let players with physical limits back in the game. Only issue? The capsule costs a wild 100 million won. Bro is down bad, with literally 500 won left to his name. This pod helps with daily life, but VR gaming is where it's really at. The whole world got completely obsessed with this tech, until our boy faced a straight-up nightmare inside. Back at the dorm, my roommate Taewoo is watching Shin Hyun kick off the pre-tournament event. League of Streaming is actually cracked. 15 million viewers worldwide. Swords are still meta, but they aren't a free win. Taewoo got clapped last year using one. As a veteran streamer, he's shook that I'm suddenly trying to stream. Seijin remembers Jihei's offer. Win the league, keep the capsule, free rent until then. That's his cue. Taewoo thinks he's totally clowning, since he's not even a streamer. But Seijin's inner beast is waking up. He's itching for those glory days. After getting isekai'd by Truck-kun, he was literally the OP sword god in his past life, slicing down enemies like a cheat code. Now, he's finally locked in. An unwanted flashback hits him out of nowhere. A shady black market operating under the full moon. Trapped at the very bottom was a mere tool of fate. Seijin, his past self. But then, pure carnage. Everyone in the room got absolutely wrecked. Out of the blue, a mysterious savior rescued the kid, took him in, and raised him. If his OP master hadn't clutched up back then, Seijun's life would have been cooked. Saved from despair, he carried the legacy and leveled up into the legendary sword god. Those wholesome memories still hit different, even if bro has no clue why he sweated so hard to max out his rank in his past life. Like, for what? Meanwhile, Taewoo's still yapping, calling him a straight-up menace for buying a whole-ass capsule just to flex in some streaming tournaments. To our boy, it's a big brain investment. But a veteran like Taewoo wonders if this dude even knows the tournament's crazy rules. Real talk. If you aren't clout-heavy like Kai Cenat, signing up is a massive L. And farming clout? No walk in the park. You need insane yapping skills to entertain, god-tier game sense to impress chat, and actual humor so they don't click away. Then there's the final boss, currently haunting me, video editing. Even with all that, you still need RNG on your side, or you'll get left in the dust. Taewoo's out here giving him a brutal reality check. Our boy's delusions are completely cooked. He's not becoming a top-tier streamer overnight. Plus, bro hasn't even booted up a capsule yet. Still, Seojin's locked in. He asks if he can just mog everyone with pure skill to clear his goals. Taewoo thinks he's coping hard, but admits there's a path. He just has to diff the legendary Shin Hyun, basically the faker of this world, the absolute final boss of gaming. The funny part, our boy straight up claims he'll diff her because he's built different and has used a capsule before. Taewoo thinks his bro has officially lost his last brain cell. So he tells Seijin to get in the capsule and get humbled. If Seijin actually beats Haeyeon, or even Taewoo's own high score, Taewoo promises to do all the chores forever. No cap. Our boy's already smirking, thinking he just scored a free personal maid. Seo-jin locks in the deal. The capsule slams shut, initiating the 10-second countdown to the VR world. The system boots up, displaying his ID, playtime, and creation date. Honestly, the former sword god is too OP to care about streaming, but his past life master's words still hit different. The old man told him to just send it, even if he fumbles, because hesitating means catching nothing but L's. Honestly, that's better advice than anything Andrew Tate's bald head has cooked up in years. Seo-jin opens his eyes, spawning into the training ground right next to Taewoo. Our boy asks around and finds out it's a basic capsule game with a sparring AI to grind records. Seo-jin's low-key mad he can't just run the fade on Taewoo's NPC haircut, while his cocky roommate doesn't want to make the newbie bleed yet. Checking the system, he sees the AI goes from level 1 to 10, with level 10 copying the exact playstyle of whoever cleared level 9 with the highest score. Shin Hyeon's held that record for 5 years, so level 9 runs on her replay. But reaching level 10? No shot. You gotta clear the rest first. Before Taewoo can finish yapping, Seo-jin triggers the first dual state, sending this AirPod-looking bot into the arena. He totally left Taewoo on read, skipping straight past level 1. Instantly, AirPod Pro charges with a sword, but Seo-jin blocks it effortlessly. Taewoo's still smirking, low-key confused how his bro is acting this cocky while casually deflecting blades. AirPod Pro lunges, but our boy pulls an Ultra Instinct weave, clean slicing the bot's torso. It chunks its HP, leaving Taewoo shook and coping it's a fluke. But round 2, bro literally styles on him, landing a dozen effortless slashes. Seo-jin finishes the combo by disarming the AI. Literally. The arm drops embarrassingly, sending it straight back to AppleCare. Taewoo's jaw is on the floor. The bot is at our boy's mercy. Seo-jin towers over him like an absolute menace. No mercy. He literally chops its head clean off, ending the fight. The simulation ends, the bot vanishes, and the system congratulates him on clearing level 9, ranking 107th. Yeah, even Taewoo is shook that this dude speed ran level 9 and absolutely clowned on it. Now, the next fight is the real deal. A beastly AI clone just copied Haeon's build. This fight's gonna be sweaty. Even Taewoo's wondering if this guy is low-key a cracked psycho. Meanwhile, in R&D, they're questioning the director's free rental. Letting Seo-jin take that gear home for $0 is a wild gamble. The assistant is hating, saying he can't even run the rig. But the director is chill. She's not letting talent go to waste. Back then, she was the only one who saw his potential when he fumbled his sync rate. Now, he's leveled up. Even if joining is tough, she's hyped for his comeback. Because if he does, Jihei knows he's taken all the W's. She's a certified baddie and a real one. Bro is winning in life. Now, let's head back to the training grounds for this epic showdown. The former sword god is low-key chillin', but Taewoo is pressed, hating the thought of him winning. Intrigued, the streamer starts recording to show the world if our boy clutches. Back in the fight, Haeyeon's bot goes for a flashy aerial strike. Seo-jin casually blocks it with clean defense, then claps back twice as hard, sending the level 10 AI flying. After a few clashes, even the legendary sword god is impressed. Haeyeon's talent is insane. She's officially built different compared to everyone bro fought in his past life. Seo-jin keeps glazing himself, thinking he's built different. He gets distracted, and the bot lands a fatal hit. GG, right? Taewoo's already hating, never believing in him. But plot twist. Seo-jin casually pulls the sword out of his gut and tosses it. 0 damage to his body. No blood, no pain. His HP is down to 1! Bro is literally 1 tap right now! But Taewoo is losing it, realizing this madman took that hit on purpose just to satisfy his curiosity. Now, Haeyeon's bot spawns another blade to end the duel, blitzing forward at max speed. In response, our boy rockets straight ahead too. It's go time! Their swords clash in an epic collision. Seo-jin just smiles, keeping it low-key. The AI's getting OP and knows it. But suddenly, the sword god's blade slices its chest. Sejin follows up with a clean kick, sending it flying. Hyun's bot hits the dirt, HP down to 4. Still trash talking, Sejin wonders if he made this machine too scared to throw hands. Bro really got ChatGPT shaken. Sojin takes the initiative, striking first. He almost slices his hand, but it's blocked last second. Still, our boy's swing is built different. The impact is so insane, the AI sword starts cracking. Taewoo is shook as the blade shatters, sealing the W. Now Sojin towers over the AI, completely dominant. Bro's trash talking, saying the AI needs 8 years to diff him, then decapitates it for the easy W. Taewoo is shook. Level 10 has a new king, matching our boy's cracked skills. Dripped out and looking badass, Seojin wonders if he's finally qualified. Next day, his fancy new roommate is serving him 24/7, working Taewoo to the bone. Look at bro suffering in the back, realizing he bet on the worst guy ever. Literally us when AI takes our jobs. Anyway, Seojin just downloaded the game to prep for his first stream. He boots it up, but suddenly gets sucked into a blank white void. Lost in this random spot, our boy locks eyes with the system screen welcoming him to the lobby. He remembers streamers prep here, so he gets the vibe, but honestly, it's giving sterile hospital ward. Super mid. Still, Seojin locks in. His only goal is to grind the ranks, build clout, and qualify for the Leo's tournament. He boots up the stream, and his game, Dawn of the Assassination Squad, goes live. It's given major open-world medieval assassin vibes right off the bat. The goal? Stealth-killing targets. This game pulled 2 million viewers launch week and is still popping off. Perfect playground for our boy to level up his streaming game. So he locks in. Korean Batman grapples up the building. Drip check! Immaculate! Looking down at the city, Seijin knows the real fun is just getting started as he launches his debut stream. Since he's a newbie, Taewoo gave him some goofy, long-ass username just for clout. Our boy isn't sold on bro's marketing skills, but he definitely knows how to cook in game. This view is absolute fire. Bro, these graphics are cracked! Like a top-tier Ryzen, but 100 times better. Seojin's living his best life as Dane. But then, his gorgeous blonde teammate Christina warns him a deadly mission awaits. Our boy's character auto-responds. Classic tutorial mode. Dane's voice is totally different from Seojin's, and honestly, the vibe is exhilarating. Christina's literally speechless because this guy is out here quoting Lelouch. Only those prepared to die should kill. She's so done with his cringe ass and tells him to watch out, but Dane's just chillin' and tells her to head back. Before she leaves, she slips him a note. No truth here. Doubt everything. Yep, the mission is officially on. Time to doubt this whole chaotic setup. Cut to Korean Batman swinging building to building like a budget Spider-Man. After a clean landing, Seijin's tutorial auto-starts out of nowhere. He's solo now, but the only path ahead is totally blocked. The system hints to climb the pipes? Weird flex, but okay. Sword God is about to become Pipe God. Speaking of parkour, bro's movement is clean, letting him scale the roof effortlessly. Up there, Seijun's low-key losing it because his body is moving on autopilot. Shout out to that insane game immersion. Since he's already locked in, he decides to just vibe with the auto mode tutorial. Suddenly, a major quest drops. Assassinate Ettore, a high-ranking noble. With his target locked, Seijun checks the map. Honestly, this game is actually cracked. The game gives him a rope to climb down. Honestly, the tutorial is actually tutorialing, but his intrusive thoughts are winning. Climbing is too slow, so why not just let go? Bro literally lets go and faceplants straight to the bottom. What a legend. So, my plans totally flopped, but a few chatters are already roasting my certified noob gameplay. They're literally clowning me, which made me realize, wait, I'm actually live? Why are there 4 whole people here? I expected a ghost town, but Taewoo's unhinged mile-long stream title actually pulled them in. They're just here for the pity watch, though their usernames are wild. But hey, I gotta remember what my bro said. Don't obsess over the view count. Just vibe, fill the silence, and talk to the chat. It's about the connection, not the stats. Big streams pull views for the hype, but small streams hit different. You're actually getting noticed instead of getting drowned in chat. Our boy starts farming engagement, reacting to his chat and keeping it real. Then, someone tells him to start the quest. Cue his main character moment. Cut to the ominous Count Etere's mansion. The vibe is straight up horror, and the chat is absolutely losing it. Meanwhile, our MC is just wondering if he can politely knock and waltz right in. The chat is losing it over his absolute giga-chat energy. Sejun checks Christina's note, Atari's second-floor bedroom coordinates, and enemy count. His gear? A basic sword stick and gauntlet. Standard tutorial trash, but whatever. He only needs to delete one target. But just as he's about to Leroy Jenkins his way in, the chat goes absolutely feral. Bro is throwing. Read the rest of the note, you clown. Seiju realizes he fumbled. The chatters have officially given up, preying on his downfall just to teach this noob a lesson. Clueless about the vibe shift, the ancient sword god politely asks if he can just walk right in. Someone suggests a warrior run. Usually, getting spotted buffs the NPCs, so stealth is meta. Only sweaties try a warrior run, going loud, pulling aggro, and slaughtering everyone. Our boy is intrigued. Can he just brute force this? Chat warns him. Nobody's cleared it like that. Even hardcore streamers got absolutely wrecked. But all that doom posting just proves one thing to Seojin. It's beatable if he matches Haeyeon's level. Now he's ready to lock in that flashy warrior build. Approaching the estate, the pressure is real. Taewoo said chat loves clowning on streamers. Exactly what these trolls are doing. Still, with 3 new viewers, he's fine with the grind, if they don't cross the line. Approaching the guards, our boy makes it clear he's not here for stealth. He wants all the smoke. Seojin tells his chat he's got this, but they're spamming L's and calling him cooked. As the first knight lunges to grab him, Seojin stops geeking and locks in. He casually parries, counters, and instantly deletes the guard. Chat is losing it because bro is literally built different. He parried like it was nothing. Our boy has no clue what he did, casually pulling his sword out of the corpse, wondering if these NPCs are paperweights. Another mob tries to flank him, but the sword god blocks effortlessly while reading chat. They're spamming parry, a term Seojin doesn't even know. He just finishes him off, bagging another easy 1,000 points. Plot twist! Bro asked chat what a parry even is! Chat's absolutely losing it because he pulled it off twice, completely clueless. They're convinced it's a total fluke, while our boy is literally begging for answers for the love of Truck-kun. Once they explain, he finally gets it. Perfect blocking a downward strike auto-stuns the enemy. But honestly, even retired pros struggle to pull this off. Bro was shook that even pros struggled. He remembers Seojin absolutely diffing that pro-level AI, so now he gets why it's high-key hard. Parrying needs perfect reads and counters, but thanks to chat, he's finally locked in. They beg him to back off, but Gawajo Satoru never runs. This is light work for Seojin. His words break the chat, half calling him a lucky bastard, the rest hyping his insane movement. Honestly, this is giving major deja vu. People clowned his low-tier background and slept on him, even after he cleared top-tier sect bosses. Sejin knows it's not a one-to-one match, but the vibes are identical. Lost in thought, he pulls up right in front of 5 armed guys. Nothing else matters. He just has to let his results talk. First guy, straight up sent to the Shadow Realm. Aerial flank incoming. Time for a perfect parry. Seijin dodges clean, lands a hit, and chains combos, elegantly slicing everyone down. With bodies piled at his feet, he's the ultimate aura monster Subaru from ReZero wished he was. Flexing hard, this guy claims they need 108 Shaolin Masters just to touch him. Bro's so cringe the chat is literally lost. One runner tries to call backup but gets his head instantly pierced. No cap, Seojin isn't soft. He's a straight-up cold-blooded killer. 6 more added to his body count. His gameplay has chat wondering if he's really a noob or just gaslighting everyone. One spammer gets threatened with a ban and instantly behaves. Seojin knows he's got to keep the chat in check, but toxic trolls are acting up, flexing that they don't care about getting banned by a flop. To give this clown what he wants, our boy instantly bans him, keeping vibes immaculate. The chat loves it, shocking Seojin. He's cooking, but past life trauma makes him clueless. Back then, the big sects always restricted him, leaving him homeless. Yet his insane talent couldn't be hidden, making him the lone sword god. Bro's yapping gets cut off by his master's nagging, waking him up to check the chat. Viewers are losing it over his god-tier mechanics, spamming to know if he's hacking. Keeping it chill, he just thumbs up and drops some NPC advice. Just remember your past life. The chat goes dead silent before absolutely roasting him. Meanwhile, Sejin heads deeper in, pulling aggro from all the guards. They're surrounding him from every angle, like he's a literal raid boss. While chat is panicking, this guy is just vibing, flexing a 13 combo parry as a total newbie. The guards rush him, thinking it's an easy 1v many, but Sojin's wide slashes are clearing the field. Flanked from behind? No diff. His spatial awareness is cracked, dodging it effortlessly. Chat's literally asking if he has eyes in the back of his head. Even the guards are shook. They try to 2v1 the sword god, but it's a major skill issue. This man parries flawlessly, headshotting both with an easy smirk. Cut to a viewer IRL who is absolutely hyped to see this newbie completely wipe the floor with them. Joam is actually a hardcore fan of this game, where stealth and assassination are always key. When the devs first dropped the announcement, he was hyped and joined day one. The insane difficulty settings raised his expectations, feeding his craving for a real challenge. But there was a catch. The difficulty was literally broken, leaving players in despair. Bypassing security was so impossible, you either had to blow up the whole building or memorize the target's exact routine. Even camping for 3 hours straight didn't work. Joao searched tons of streamers for a legit guide, but found nothing because it's too hard. But right now, he's straight up living the dream. He's watching this absolute beast pull off god-tier plays and insane world-first combos. Joao is so hyped, he's literally spamming W's in the chat. Back to our boy Sojin. He just wiped out the entire guard fleet, leaving the chat wondering if they're even worthy. Bro's clueless why everyone's hyping him up. Like, is it really that deep? Chat roasts him for flexing, but he just plays it cool. He's like, don't like it? Close the stream. Honestly, his IDGAF energy only makes them simp harder. Meanwhile, those same 6 viewers hit follow, but a sudden explosion triggers the next phase. The boss is finally here. Seijin casually dodges with insane reaction speed. It's the noble himself. While they doubt if Seijin can clutch this, our boy lets his actions do the talking, leaping up for an instant kill. But despite a perfect slash, the noble is unfazed, smirking back to mock his pathetic attempt. 0 damage. Our boy realizes this boss is built different. He asks chat if you can parry maces, and they literally roast him for trying to one-shot a raid boss. Meanwhile, the noble goes beast mode, smashing his mace and tearing up the arena. Seojin's dodging effortlessly, but the noble keeps swinging, ready for whatever. Our boy leaps up for another wide slash and deals a whopping 3 damage. Bruh. The noble swings his mace. Our streamer's HP is fine, but he realizes his attacks aren't even registering anymore. Can he even cheese this boss with chip damage? Joam drops some clutch info. If Itare doesn't die in 5 minutes, it's an instant game over. With only 4 minutes left, Seijin almost gets clipped by the mace while distracted. He's officially cornered with no clear win condition. Is it time to pivot and aim for the vitals? Joan drops the ultimate cheat code. Spamming the same spot stacks damage. Exactly what Bro needed. He immediately leaps up, slashing the noble's throat in the exact same spot to multiply the damage. Itar is weak to repeat hits. Joan was right. Now he just has to spam it. The noble is cooked, but the 2-minute countdown is ticking. No time wasted! Sojin immediately disarms the noble to clear the field. The noble throws a wild punch, screaming at him to let go. But our boy easily dodges, slicing Itar's neck again for a clean 100 HP. He starts spamming slashes, stacking damage with insane god-tier speed to melt the boss. That final combo is so clean, the chat is absolutely losing it. 1 HP left. It's down to the wire. Atari's losing his mind, malting and cursing his assassins, screaming he won't go down like a scrub. But our boy clutches it, delivering the final slash. Mission cleared. The streamer's legendary run ends, witnessed by a silent lurker. Joel is literally shaking. He just witnessed peak fiction. News of the clear goes viral instantly. Meanwhile, back at the estate, Atari pulls a desperate wild card, catching Seojin off guard by spamming magic circles everywhere. Boom! A massive explosion levels the entire estate, almost taking our boy out too. Seojin totally underestimated this guy's sheer audacity. Who knew he'd actually trigger a self-destruct spell at the last second? Barely escaping, he's immediately cornered by a fresh wave of guards. He books it into the woods, running completely on empty. But the chase isn't over. An arrow clips his shoulder mid-air as he leaps off a cliff, realizing he's absolutely cooked. Our boy catches a glimpse of someone above before face-planting into the water and blacking out. Next thing, he wakes up by the valley, hand dipping in the chill water. Some guy with a golden eagle badge looms over him, flexing his find as he pulls up the player select screen. By the way, Dane just died in a scripted event, so it's not our boy's fault. Sojin was locked out of his body anyway. Chad is salty that all that aura and hype ended in a flop. Still, our MC kept it positive, wondering what to grind next. Someone suggested hitting the tavern to find Christina, that OG character from the start. So our boy realizes he got auto-teleported to the tavern after taking an L. He heads inside to check out the vibe. The place is buzzing, and the tavern keeper is none other than the absolute baddie, Christina. Obviously, you don't skip dialogue with her. Spotting him, she asks if he needs anything. Quick reminder, he's playing his own avatar now, not Dane, so she has zero clue who this Rizzler is. He's about to shoot his shot, but autoplay cockblocks him and flashes the eagle badge, leaving Christina completely shook. The girl bro tried to rizz up just gave him the ultimate bombastic side-eye, questioning his identity. The vibe instantly went freezing cold, but our boy played it cool, saying he's just here to help. To prove it, Seojin drops that he's actually cracked at assassination. Now on high alert, she wonders if he's the guy from the West. He plays along, while she remembers he's just a greedy weasel who'd do anything for a bag. She won't side with the secret society, but with the beef settled, she wants a proper intro. Introducing herself as Christina, she asks for his name. Finally, Seojin can input his real name. Everyone's hyped to see what he picks. Since bro didn't set a nickname, it defaulted to his real name. To look edgy and badass, bro sets his name as Nameless, and the chat immediately roasts him for being lazy. Funny thing is, Seojin knows this alias was actually a legendary Murim title used to hide multiple identities back in the day. He locks in the name, unlocking official hitman requests from the Sun Tavern. Honestly, bro was about to go full John Wick on this place. With the setup done, our boy asks how to stay in touch. But after getting the badge, Christina asks, wait, where's the original owner? But that poor guy is dead, and rumors say she liked him. To make it easy, our MC says he buried him at the West Pier. Instead of crying, she hands him a black signal stone to stay in touch. With that secured, the gorgeous Christina is down to collab. Exhausted, our boy leaves. Done for the day. The chat wonders if bro is rebranding as Nameless, which Seojun confirms. He doesn't care what they call him. The stream finally ends. Our boy says goodbye, totally flustered from acting cute. Bro's struggling to log out despite his skills, while chat keeps roasting him for being a noob. The system warps him back to the capsule to end the run. He's thinking about his 6 loyal viewers, and bro is still low-key salty about their usernames. Suddenly, a weird message pops up. The stream is dead, so how are they still typing? With Seojin cooking, let's check back on Taewoo, who had a blast today. Suddenly, our boy barges in, making bro drop his phone right on his face. That's straight up attempted murder. We all know that pain. Taewoo's pissed, but our boy shows him the chat, still going wild post-stream. Even a pro like him is shook. To get answers, Taewoo flashes his screen, accusing him of leaking the news. Bro is salty this guy got free promo from the chat. Basically, that post is farming views for his stream, all thanks to Joem. Taewoo says if it hits 30 upvotes, it'll trend on the front page, skyrocketing his followers. Exhausted Taewoo tells this clown to touch grass and go to sleep. Our boy's kind of let down that this pro streamer folded so fast. Back in his room, Seojin checks the recommendations flooding in. The hype is working wonders, and he's ready to cash in tomorrow. Next day, just as planned, the count hits 30, landing him on the front page and farming followers. Netizens are literally fighting over him, but what actually throws him off is a post from the Assassin Squad community. Some user is salty about the level 10 AI. It's tracking some randoms data instead of Hyon, making it literally unplayable. Intrigued, I click the video. Normally, Hyon's AI chills if you drop your sword, but this new bot, it's a menace. Zero chill, punishing every single opening. Even my AI is toxic, BMing opponents. Now the forums are wondering, is the actual player behind it just as much of a prick? Bro's getting cooked by his own attitude, and he knows it. Seojin only gets it because they actually vibed mid-game. It's a total setup, but the haters are eating him alive right now. Except for Joem, who's low-key onto something and giving major stalker energy. Seojin steps back. He never wanted all this clout anyway. It's overwhelming, and his past life taught him that too much hype can ruin you. Uncontrolled power just breaks people. So, the sword god gets back in the capsule. He's just gotta keep grinding, slow and steady. Back in the lobby, he pulls up his stat sheet. Going from 6 followers to over 400 overnight is wild. Sure, the hype's real, but only the OG 6 actually watched him. Wondering who'll show up today, he goes live. The system welcomes Seijin back to Dawn of Assassination Squad. The new map is Altion, split into 4 districts: Royal, Etheria Spire, Gilded Quarter, and the Low Quarter. Different classes, different vibes. Players get hitman contracts to travel, but honestly, you could just gank people for free. Exploring this new map, our boy greets his chat. They're hyping him up, waiting for those god-tier plays. Newbies are honored to join the stream. Our boy's like, yo, Joam isn't screaming this, and I definitely didn't pay him off. The drama is dead in seconds, totally debunking the sellout rumors. Hyped up, a viewer drops a 10k won donation, asking how to track down Ettore. Flexing his first ever tip, Seijin smugly gives a basic tier answer. Just spam attacks on one spot. The chat immediately roasts him for wasting the guy's money on Captain Obvious advice. Realizing he fumbled, our boy takes the L and drops a real pro tip. Target the NPC's vitals to make them panic and sweat. Combined with the last tip, this is the ultimate Ettore guide. This same viewer drops another 1001 dono for the breakdown. Seijin notices a ton of new faces. He checks the viewer count and is absolutely shook. Over 300 people are watching. Bro only expected 100 max, but his chat's loyalty is giving major ISO speed energy. Now, what's the move for today? One chatter's begging for warrior gameplay to see if he's actually cracked. The loyalists are pressed that anyone would doubt his legendary skills, so Seojun tells him to chill. Meanwhile, one random troll helpfully suggests looking for something he likes. Sightseeing the city makes it easy to pick up side quests on the fly. Chat is spamming opinions, but the streamer finally locks in. Time to warm up those pickpocketing skills. Right on cue, some drunk NPC bumps into our boy and starts yapping. But while he's busy throwing shade, our boy casually secures the bag with some clean sleight of hand. Adapting his grappling, Bro's pickpocketing is cracked now. 3 successful steals in a row. Chat's like, is Bro a thief now, not a warrior? That whole Murim lore is finally making sense. But honestly, Chat only finds stealing fun if he gets chased. Still, Seijun's just trying not to starve. Bro secured so much bag, he could literally buy a penthouse. While he's flexing his cash, 2 thugs pull up trying to act tough. They try to press him for being slick, even asking if he's got a permit to cook. Confused, our boy asks if they just want the bag, which this clown obviously does. Pausing the game, Sejun asks chat what goofy game sends thugs instead of guards. Chat is dead. Still paused, our boy is plotting a double takedown after checking the bounty. The plan? Wipe out the disassembler and the gang boss to clean up the market. Today's stream is straight up pest control. He's exterminating these roaches. Meanwhile, his chat has zero faith, calling cap on his skills. They're just hyped for the crash out because he has no clue what he's facing. Cut to the disassemblers, that badged-up gang on a manhunt. Alpaca, a veteran streamer with a 10K average, is low-key bricking it during this assassination challenge. His luck is straight trash. Melting candle wax drips right onto Humpty Dumpty's bald head, exposing his location. He's officially cooked. GG! As the mission restarts, he curses his fate for constantly getting wrecked by these NPC gang members. Even his chat is clowning him for his 4-game L streak. He's fed up and wants to delete Drake to clear District 4. But that's a massive skill check. Even his ride or dies know he can't diff the rulers, the Syndicate's elite squad running the district, and the game's actual final bosses. First up is the Grand Majesty Queen, then the Etheria Spire Master, the Royalist Head, and finally, Drake, boss of the Disassemblers and District 4 ruler. This dude is notoriously hard to track, literally spawning like a glitch in one of 10 bases. High-key risky to start with. Anyway, Alpaca grabs the map to try again, checking Drake's spot first. Based on troop intel, the District 4 boss is definitely camping in some hard-to-find spot. A 10,000 won donation pops up, telling him to stop struggling and just go full warrior mode. Alpaca's getting pressed and has zero clue how to play warrior in this game, but the chat is dead-ass serious, telling him to check the forums. Curiosity gets him, so he looks. Low-key, he hopes someone cleared it so he can call him master and get carried. Still, clearing Drake as a warrior? Pure cap. No way! He's just smirking, totally unfazed, until his entire chat starts clowning on him. Bro realizes his confidence is cooked. His own chat is calling him an L-tier coward. He's getting clowned on way worse than our boy, with donations pressuring him to stop capping. Suddenly, we cut to a base invasion. The disassemblers form up to block the intruder, who is none other than the ultimate Giga Chad, Seojin. Meanwhile, 30 minutes before Alpaca's stream, our boy was confronting thugs in an alley. The alley was sketchy AF, but Seojin just lurked behind him. Zero plans to throw hands. Turns out, the Syndicate is no joke, which actually shook him. The chat immediately flamed him for thinking hunting rulers is a breeze. Our boy had zero clue, getting absolutely clowned on for a solid minute. At least the donations started rolling in. Good news is, our boy actually looked up a guide to hunt Drake last night, but even with options, he couldn't pull it off. So he chose violence, throw hands, and make them suffer. Anyway, they told Seojin to cough up everything, even that stolen wallet they somehow knew about. Chat's hyping this as an easy dub, since this guy literally soloed 13 dudes. Gingerhair tries to flex, but Seojin is stone cold, staring him down while they demand his cash. Our boy casually asks where Drake is. The thugs are pressed that this random is asking for their boss. Realizing these clowns won't talk, Seojin decides to throw hands. Honestly, bro's fists do the talking best anyway. These poor fools really thought they could sneak our boy from behind. The former sword god leaps back, dodging clean and spacing perfectly. Op number 2 tries to skewer his face, but Seojin dodges and yeets him like cardboard. First guy's down, and his weapon is now Seojin's. Now the redhead's up, thinking shouting his attack actually does something. Perfect parry! Stunned, the punk gets absolutely deleted as Sejun lands the finisher. Just like that, the whole squad gets wiped, warrior style. Chat is going wild over this streamer's insane playstyle. Ginger, who was talking big, is now whimpering. Our boy points his blade right at his head. Where's Drake? The dumbass wouldn't talk, so Sejun almost sliced him in half, leaving him absolutely shook. Realizing there's no second chance, the ginger thug watched Sejun threaten him with zero mercy. Even the chat thought this torture was straight up unhinged. By the end, the clown got wrecked and spilled everything. chat's hyped that Seijin's got the big brain to secure the intel and carry his own weight. But our boy's main issue is this tiny dagger's range, so he looks around for a better drop. He spots a weird weapon, and boom! Fast forward to him crashing their base with a literal pipe. The pipe god is back, blitzing the whole mob and soloing them with fiction's strongest weapon. This pipe hits different, but Seojin is stressed about the insane difficulty. He just cleared 30 mobs and still has to pull off an assassination? While he's busy overthinking the level design, a mysterious voice laughs in the shadows. Out of nowhere, a projectile grazes our boy's face, but Pipe Man dodges just in time. He looked clean, but Bro's composure instantly breaks when he sees hundreds of swords flying his way. Timu Gilgamesh is spamming his projectile build again, but don't worry, our boy is farming aura to the moon, deflecting everything with his trusty pipe. Chat is absolutely losing it over his god-tier reaction speed, earning the leader's respect. Meanwhile, Drake is visibly tilted, taunting Seojin. Can this filthy casual parry what's coming next? The disassembler boss throws his mana-infused blades, and they're blitzing at max speed. Too many mobs to diff, so Seijin plays it smart. He spins his pipe in a perfect circle, blocking every hit meant to turn him into Swiss cheese. Clean deflections pin the knives all around. One even grazes Drake's face, drawing first blood. Our boy flashes the ultimate smug grin, pure gotcha energy. The chat is hyped, but low-key wondering why he didn't just parry earlier. Drake respects the grind now and asks for his name, only to get nameless. Drake hits him with that classic NPC line, praising the name, agreeing that the strong deserve respect. So, this guy stops holding back and goes all out, dual-wielding blades and chain spears. He's a menace. The chain blades fly at the sword god first. He casually parries, clueless that another is sneaking up from behind. It looks like a clean hit, but last second, Seijun lands a sick kick, breaking its momentum. When Drake was just throwing daggers, our boy thought he was a fraud, worse than a Tare. But now, Seijun gets why this weapon setup makes Drake a legit boss fight. Sword God respects the devs for cooking up these combat mechanics. It's pure warrior meta. Drake's like, "You done attacking?" and rushes in, clashing blades with our boy's godly pipe. But that pipe is built different, forcing Drake to pull out his chain spears. Seojin easily finesses the dodge. The chat's calling him a turtle, but Seojin knows this boss is tougher than 13 guards at once. Still, having survived the mountain of blades and forest of swords in his past life, the sword god always finds a path to victory. To beat this guy, he's got to close the gap and pierce through those defense layers. Drake reads Seijun's move, but right as he counters, our boy parries the aerial strike, stunning the boss in his tracks. This move usually deletes regular mobs, but against a tank like Drake, it just opens a brief window to strike again. Meanwhile, he realizes the chains auto-defend the boss, but they won't protect Drake himself. Basically, the sword god just needs one clean hit. He locks in, channels power from his core, and triggers his ultimate high guard stance. Channeling the sword god, Seijin aims a lethal strike right at Drake's head, absolutely one-shotting him. The chat is lost in the sauce again, mind blown by how easy he makes this look. Since it's VR, Seijin doubted his real-life skills would work, but they carried over flawlessly. From his footwork to his torso twists, every micro-adjustment feels just like his actual body. Suddenly, a chain slips, trying to catch our boy lacking. Seijin backs off, but the big boss is still standing. He tries to finish Seijin, but our boy is just built different. Slicing right through Drake's chain weapon, he leaves him completely wide open. Swinging that blade hits different. It's pure euphoria, proving his past life was real. Drake gets absolutely cleared, his weapon sent flying. Sojun stands over him, ready to finish the job. He uses the same pipe to absolutely wreck him. Now, Drake's face is permanently eaten dirt. The system wraps up the quest, confirming the leader is dead. Right on cue, the chat starts glazing our boy, even though they usually love to hate on him. Soju notices his viewers spiking to 450, another massive jump. Back at camp, he's left wondering how his views are suddenly skyrocketing past his actual follower count. Bro is low-key blushing, even though he was told not to obsess over stats. He tries to keep a poker face, but he's failing. Chat's convinced he's playing a whole different game. A 10,000 won dono from Spoon Murderer claims he creepily wiped everyone out with a pipe. Just like that, Pipe Murderer is born. Honestly, he would have cooked Drake even without the damage buff. Our boy thanks the donor, but one thing is still bugging him. Where the hell are the guards? The place is empty. Classic NPC logic. Guards only spawn when you're pickpocketing, never between quests. Leaving the area, our boy bumps into a cloaked figure. He asks who they are, and boom, it's Christina, looking absolute fire as usual, not some random player. She's here to drop a fat bag of cash for helping free them, plus a massive rep boost. Weirdly, he's getting paid even though we totally missed Drake on this quest. Sus, but we take those. Chat confirms this is normal. Rewards drop without a quest. But bro can't even spend the cash when his weapons are just metal pipes. Drake's probably watching from heaven like, why did this psycho off me if he didn't want the bag? Where's our boy heading next? Christina wants to know, but she respects his space and leaves looking cool.
Seijin says peace to his baddie and gets back to the grind. The assassination? Bro didn't even try, so it was never real. Still, time to clock out and end the stream. He's drained and wants to dip, but his parasocial chat is begging for more. Exhausted, Seijin logs off, waking up outside his capsule.
Taewoo is doom-scrolling in his room, claiming the stream was actually fun. Fair enough, but our boy hates anyone on his bed, so he beats the clown with a pillow. After the beatdown, he asks how the stream went. Turns out, the viewer count absolutely popped off. Seijin snatches the phone to check, seeing how savage he looked making those threats. But that savage streak got him tons of fans. They treat him like a straight-up Manhwa MC. Honestly, a top-tier fourth wall break. Still, zero info on the Shard of Order from the Warrior event. Our boy has no clue what it does, even while reading some haters' post dragging him. Taewoo says haters just come with the clout. Looking for advice, Sojin asks what's next, and Taewoo drops that their active community is only about 10,000 deep. So bro wants him to blow up, but it's no walk in the park. Just then, he sees a post about Alpaca, a streamer known for warrior builds. His massive bet is totally backfiring. Meanwhile, our MC found the perfect bait to trap a big streamer. He asks Taewoo about Alpaca. Turns out, they've collabed before. Seijin hooks the guy for a quick favor. Meanwhile, Alpaca is down bad on a 13-game loss streak, getting ratioed by his fans. He's desperate to beat Drake, but then lobby mascot D-Back1 pulls up. It looks cute, but bro literally spits in his face, jump scaring the crap out of him. Even the cute mascot is clowning my bro, but no time to mope. A donor reminds him of his bet to serve whoever cleared the Drake quest as a warrior. He checks the forum, clicks the link, and gets absolutely shook. The one who beat Drake is the nameless Seojin. How did this random diff the 4th district leader? Blondie is losing his mind.
Suddenly, a text jump scares him. He opens it to see Taewoo trying to collab 2 streamers. Meanwhile, at Moviesoft Korea, CEO Eve Paimon is enjoying his coffee when his assistant bursts in, totally ruining his vibe. Paimon scolds him for messing up his coffee break and demands an update. Turns out something massive just went down. A ruler got absolutely wrecked in a warrior play. The room goes dead silent. Drake is confirmed to have taken the L. Honestly, Paimon always knew Drake was mid compared to other rulers, so he's low-key not even sweating it.
If all shards of order unite, their plans are cooked. But the assistant hard-coded a block to stop that. BTW, the first shard of truth is secured. The catch? You gotta beat every ruler using a pure warrior build. Also, the final boss is built different. You can't cheese him without a specific broken skill that acts as a massive energy multiplier. Plenty of tryhards have attempted to unlock it, but they all failed miserably. But we've got bigger fish to fry. The player who clapped Drake was literally just online. CEO Paimo instantly catches him slacking, questioning how he even knows the streamer was active. He roasts the clown for doing a trash job and storms out, leaving him absolutely fuming. What's actually terrifying, though, is the thought of someone collecting all the order shards. Meanwhile, Alpaca gets a collab invite. Even if it's probably mid, it's still worth a shot. Alpaca tells Suhan he's missing the point. The guy he's meeting is built different. Bro literally needs to invite him to his master showcase stream. Suhan's skeptical, claiming this hyped kid has only streamed for a few days and is just cracked at assassin games, not a real creator. Still, Alpaca begs him to let Sojin use the premium capsule instead of their spare. Turns out, Sojin's sync rate is trash, so only the most expensive rig can actually run his game. Suhan still can't wrap his head around how a guy like that became a master. He'll watch the chat closely during the collab. He's salty as always, but Alpaca is getting a major reality check. This newbie pulled off a crazy warrior play under the worst conditions. How cracked is he? Is he actually some IRL thug? This scares the casual gamer. Bro literally thinks his life is threatened. But then our boy finally pulls up. It's Seojin, serving a lethal pretty boy face card. He's totally normal, way hotter than Alpaca's own avatar. Alpaca is shook. Bro's insecure because he'd need max customization just to match Seojin's base stats. Taewoo's also there to mediate. The party vibes and they head straight to Alpaca's place. The place looks pretty bougie inside, with separate work and living areas. Taewoo grabs coffee with Alpaca, leaving our boy alone to meet Suhan. He introduces himself as Alpaca's stream manager. Our boy shakes his hand, totally chill, but wonders if this is some low-key power move. Suhan straight up calls out our boy's low sync, dragging Sojun's lack of experience. Staying chill, the sword god politely reveals he first played 7 years ago. Plot twist, now Suhan's curious about his rank back then. No way he buys that a hard-stuck silver became god tier after a hiatus. This dude wants to test him in the arena right now, flexing in front of everyone. Taewoo trolls the salty editor, warning him not to catch hands from Sejun. Suhan is high on his own copium, but Taewoo knows it's a wrap after seeing our boy cook. To show he's for real, Taewoo spills the tea they're supposed to keep low-key. That guy right there is literally level 10 personified, the actual level 10 AI bot. Alpaca and Suhan clicked the video. Some random newbie was absolutely cooking the level 10 training AI. Every strike was pixel perfect, shattering the bot's blade with raw force. The footage was just straight up cracked. Cooking AI Shin Heian like that is actually insane. Total no diff. Bro took 0 hits, except the ones he tanked on purpose. But the final BM, telling a bot to train for 80 more years is wild. The drip was unreal. Suddenly, Alpaca was sweating over their collab stream. On the sidelines, Kim Tae-woo was flexing like he broke the record. Suhan had seen enough. While the NPCs clowned around, he walked up to Jin Sojin. Lee Suhan locked eyes with Sojin, swearing to serve him as his new big bro. He hit a perfect bow, paying respects to his new idol. Alpaca and Taewoo thought hands were gonna fly, but they stressed for nothing. Sojin was left completely buffering. To Suhan, anyone cracked at gaming is a king. Seojin appreciated the shout-out, but honestly, he's the OG. Age-wise, he's basically an elder. The squad just watched him, low-key giggling, until Taewoo's annoying laugh got shut down with a tissue box to the face. More importantly, Alpaca remembered a certain incident 7 years ago, right when Seojin quit. Wait, is he that user who almost broke the internet back then? Suhan cut his thoughts short. It's stream time. Gotta prep. Still, Alpaca couldn't shake it. Seojin is definitely low-key sus. There's more to him. Or is he just overthinking? Before Seojin could end his roommate with a tissue box, Alpaca saved them, inviting everyone to the stream room. Suhan was down bad, begging his big bro to use his personal capsule, totally throwing his boss under the bus. Finally, Alpaca went live, and the chat instantly flooded. They'd been starving for this stream. Alpaca went live with a smirk, Chat was already spamming, impatient for the collab. He was low-key pressed they ignored his intro, but one wholesome comment instantly saved his vibe. Finally, someone tuned in. Specifically, they. Hoping to see him suffer another endless run, Alpaca got baited. Salty, he yeeted that chatter into the ban list. Forget another failed run. Today we're doing a legendary Muso run. Hyped, Alpaca pointed behind him to introduce the master who'd teach him to go God mode. Glowing light burst from a sketchy wooden crate as it slowly opened. The chat went dead silent. The crate burst open, but Jin Seojin totally ghosted his grand entrance. Alpaca and his chat were lost, and then started cooking him for being Delulu over some imaginary professor. Some trolls even impersonated Jin Seojin in chat, demanding cash up front. Alpaca had to leak his DMs to prove he wasn't tripping. Seojin actually used Kim Taeyu's account to text him. Alpaca added they're even streaming an IRL afterparty. Once they finally friended, Seojin DM'd from his main for an invite because he couldn't join the lobby. Alpaca and the chat were shook. Instantly, the stream spammed LMAO at this certified noob moment. Even Alpaca wondered if Seijin was just farming clips. He threw up a BRB screen while getting Seijin into the lobby. Once he finally joined, the Musu professor apologized for lagging and introduced himself. Alpaca laughed off his fumble. Honestly, Seijin is still a total newbie. Chat kept roasting him for taking advice from a noob who can't even join a lobby. 19K viewers cooking one guy is wild. They're about to hit 20K and the chat is getting spicy. Seijin didn't realize roasting the streamer was its own genre. Turns out, chat vibes depend entirely on the streamer's energy. Some straight up bully their chat into submission, while others keep it strictly PG. Alpaca's chat was a whole different beast compared to Seijun's newbie fanbase. Still, he got the appeal of the chaotic, free-for-all vibe Alpaca cultivated. Chat is still roasting Alpaca, making Seijun low-key worried he'll get dragged next. Everyone knows Seijun soloed Drake, forcing Alpaca to stream until he does the same. Some troll donated $1 just to rub salt in the wound, making Alpaca ready to drop the ban hammer. Seijun tried to keep a straight face, but watching him get cooked was hilarious. Told not to laugh, Seijun stifled a chuckle, admitting he feels a bit responsible for putting Alpaca in this mess. He added he was sorry for soloing Drake, not realizing some clown was confidently claiming Muso-style boss fights were impossible. Chat was living for Seijun's low-key shade. Alpaca watched his guest effortlessly command 20K viewers. For that crowd size, he was way too chill. Honestly, he was thriving in the spotlight. Alpaca leaned into his loser era, begging his prof to carry him through his skill issues. Today's stream with Sojun is split in two. First, they're co-oping for those god-tier tips. Part 2 is locked until the Muso endurance run succeeds. Before booting up Dawn of the Assassins, Alpaca asked what basic stats he'd maxed. Turns out, Seijun never touched a skill. Bro literally grinded bare-handed. Alpaca thought he'd at least spec into basic speed passives, but Seijun was a total skill virgin. He's basically a god gamer soloing bosses naked. Mind blown, Alpaca asked the obvious. Why on earth would anyone do that to themselves? Honestly, Seijun didn't use skills because he literally had no clue how to access that shit. Admitting that felt too cringe, so he gave Alpaca and his chat a high aura excuse. He didn't need them. Chat hyped Seijun as a gigachad while roasting Alpaca for being a useless chud. Ever since Seijun showed up, Alpaca's 25K viewers completely turned on him. At least his views are still pumping. Next up with Seijun is skills. But first, Alpaca queued up a clip. This was the OG clip of the seam discovery. Some random posted a video stumbling onto it and shattering an enemy's weapon. It unlocked a quest for weakness detection. Break 10 weapons by targeting their seams. Chat called cap, saying Alpaca could never pull off something so high IQ. He kept yapping about seams from fantasy novels, which is just a fancy word for an exploitable weak point. If Alpaca finds 10 of those, he unlocks Identify Weakness. He's only bagged 2 seams so far. One from a rapier that randomly broke, and another from a longsword via a side quest NPC. He has 0 clue what the skill actually does, but it's his final locked skill. Seems Surgeon expects him to decode the rules of these seams solo. By claiming Seijin could solo break the game, Alpaca sowed doubt in his chat. To spice things up, he bet his viewers on whether Seijin would expose the sim's trick before today's stream ends. See, Travel's channel points are basically worthless. No cash value, just a meme currency viewers farm to change chat effects or make demands of the streamer. But for real, the real reason chat loves channel points? Gambling, baby! Predictions let them bet points on stream outcomes. Alpaca gave them time to lock in their bets with mad options. Bet on finding 2 seams by pure luck, or maybe 3 or 4? They could also bet on a total bust or a massive jackpot. Obviously, most of his chat played it safe, roasting the degens betting on the underdog. Safe bets are easy wins, but pay pennies. Underdog bets are pure copium, but pay out crazy high. The crowd mostly bet on them finding 2 seams by pure luck. Now fluent in betting slang, Seijun hyped the chat to bet on the underdog for a 100x payout. First to bite was Assassin of Joseon, an OG viewer. This madman went all in with 3 years of saved points, trusting his streamer to cook. Naturally, the chat clowned him. Meanwhile, Seijun congratulated Joam in advance for securing the bag. Alpaca and Seojin finally loaded into Dawn of the Assassins. Spawning near a mansion, they saw an NPC sadistically slicing a guy. The victim begged on his knees, but the Lord just dared him to run. Bro's palms are sweaty, knees weak. Heavy crawled away, but Louis Neville wasn't letting him off the hook. Watching the beatdown, Alpaca told Seojin that Louis is Richard Neville's son, ruler of the Northeast. Alpaca dared Seojin to test the kid's skills with a basic sword. Knowing the weak spot is easy, but actually landing that strike? Built different. Alpaca knows. Bro tried recreating the video, but it was harder than parrying. While the sadistic brat was yapping about luck and seams, Shojin pounced. He shattered his trash sword for a one-tap KO. Just like that, the weakness detection quest unlocked. 1 seam down, 9 to go. Chat was going wild, hyping Seijin and clowning Alpaca. The Muso god is just built different. Sure, Alpaca choked repeatedly before breaking Louis's rapier. One lucky hit doesn't mean he can run it back. But that's only for casuals. Jin Sojin, the nameless himself, finally cooked. His method was legit. But the chat was coping, calling him a fraud for selling an impossible strat. Alpaca tried to mod them, but guards aggroed, flagging them as intruders. Perfect time to convert the haters, 1 slash at a time. Sojin knew exactly how to exploit weak points. In his past life, enlightened Shaolin monks saw past the illusion. As the peak sword god, he wasn't a monk, so he couldn't see what they saw. But he still trained to mimic that insight. He just needs to read his opponent's vibe. Once he locks on to their intent, their openings will literally expose themselves. Seijin closed his eyes, making the chat think he was throwing. A shield bearer rushed him, but Seijin swung at the perfect angle. Reading the guard's mind, the shield's weak spot exposed itself. Slicing that invisible line was light work. In total darkness, reading the weapon's vibe was too easy. Chat expected a fail, but Seijin shattered another weapon back to back. Right then, Alpaca knew he was witnessing peak greatness. Chat was absolutely shook by his insane mechanics. Bro literally found a gap, broke the weapon, and cleared the guard blindfolded. Absolute high IQ behavior. Alpaca was about to interview Sejin, but a dollar donation calling the stream rigged totally derailed him. Getting accused of scripting got him heated. He clapped back. He literally thought Sejin was capping until a second ago. How could he fake it if he didn't even believe it? But chat was already riding the hate train, spamming L stream, totally fake.
TBH, most of them were just salty they lost their channel points. Seojin clapped back, reminding everyone he told them to trust the process. But looking at the poll, the safe bettors weren't the only ones sweating. Only 1% predicted he'd find 4+ seams. That means 99% of chat is about to get absolutely cooked. At least they're taking the L together. If they don't fail solo, it's fine. Seijin agreed, keeping the chat vibe light. Alpaca was impressed. Seijin could roast viewers, control the room, and stay likable. He's cracked, but his stream riz is real. Jin Seojin is the perfect collab partner. Alpaca won't have to solo carry the stream. With the guards gone, he interviewed the man of the hour about his insane play. Chat wanted to know his day job with those cracked reaction times. He kept it real. He's just a chill guy in his 20s.
Alpaca was pressed that this guy claimed to be ordinary. Calling himself a chill guy with a god-tier face is literally illegal. Alpaca leaked that Nameless looks exactly like his avatar IRL. Zero customization. Chat was shook.
Some chatters wanted a balance patch to nerf his looks, while others accepted the skill issue. One viewer donated $10 to say something had to be small to balance Seijin out. Once Alpaca got it, he went full chihuahua, ready to drop the ban hammer. Seijin had to stop him from nuking the chat over his package being disrespected. Off camera, that chat chihuahua was hounding the donor, and Suhun shook him down for a bailout. Back in the game, Alpaca asked how Seijin pulled it off. Honestly, he couldn't even see the seam. He just instinctively knew where it was. Perks of being a literal genius. Alpaca wanted to smack him right then and there. Once the shock wore off, the chat absolutely lost it at the unhinged answer and Alpaca's reaction. Defeated, Alpaca begged Seojin for mercy and to actually explain. Seojin just claimed he was thinking like the devs. Bro literally claims he read their minds from just 2 examples. Obviously, basic parrying is just for clearing mobs fast. Seam hitting is clearly the high-skill version, but a successful hit only breaks their weapon. 0 extra damage. So yeah, it's not meant for trash mobs. The game offers 3 paths. Play normal with stealth, speedrun with Muso parries, or master the seam to break weapons. This gear-breaking mechanic is built for boss fights. The first boss, Drake, had insane defense and unparryable attacks. Instead of yapping about game mechanics, the clear-eyed madman casually flexed that he'd solo the second ruler to show us how it's done. The chat's underdog bettors, terrified of losing their points, begged him to practice on a safer mob first. But Seojin ignored the gamblers and told Alpaca to open another betting line instead. Today's bet! Can he break the ruler's gear? The channel point prediction is simple. Yes or no. Seojin says trust the process and go all in on yes. We clap the son, now we face the father. Richard Neville, far northeast ruler and royalist boss, was hardwired to avenge his trash son. Decked in full armor with a greatsword, he suffocated Seojin with endless spam attacks. Yet, despite these deadly, unpredictable moves, Mr. Godgamer's HP was still at 100%. Seojin tried to spot a gap in the greatsword's wild trajectory, but it seemed unexploitable. Even Alpaca, spectating, had no clue how Seojin could diff him with raw mechanics. This fight was dragging. Dodging those wild sword swings, he could tell Alpaca was losing hope of finding an opening. Didn't even look at him, but read him like a book. Meanwhile, the chat's degens were turning on Lord Nameless. Pro viewers claim Richard's weapon is made of some crazy rare material. No exploits on that sword? Seojin took that personally. His senses locked onto the boss's entire vibe. Time to see if this guy is really built different. Right then, Richard swung his greatsword in a massive arc. Nameless dodged the hit, prepping his counter. The boss was sick of his spamming, thinking he was built different. But Richard Neville was dead wrong. For the first time, Seojin pierced a weak spot. And he wasn't done yet. blindsiding the Northeast ruler. He drove the blade deep into Richard's avatar. Alpaca was hyped. This was the clutch comeback. Once it slipped through the armor gap, it was GG. Sojin's view of the seam had never... Tracing that line, he shredded Richard Neville's armor with insane speed and precision. Unlocking weakness detection requires 10 seam strikes. He cleared that in a single boss fight, stripping the Royalist leader piece by piece. Alpaca and his chat were absolutely losing it. No one expected the annoying second boss to get absolutely cooked. Now, Noob Seojin is the first to unlock the ultra-rare weakness detection. Like a pro streamer, he faced his chat and took the L. They were right. The boss's sword was unbreakable without a glitch. Can't say the same for Richard Neville's armor and body, though. R.I.P. By the time the borrowed capsule opened, the sun was already setting. Sejun opened his eyes to Lee Soo-han bowing and hyping up his legendary stream. Sejun thanked him for the high-end capsule, but little bro hit a perfect 90-degree bow to out-respect him. Honestly, he was just honored his rig got to witness a literal god gamer. Back in the living room, Taewoo actually stayed, canceling his stream to watch. No way he'd miss his roommate's first collab. He urged him to rescue Alpaca, whose chat was spamming him to bring out Sejin. Chat was ready to throw hands. But Jin So-jin is finally doing his IRL face reveal. Alpaca, the ultimate hype man, pointed right at the door. Everyone held their breath, waiting for this absolute god. When So-jin stepped in, he brought pure main character energy. No catfish here. The guy is majestic. Face card never declines. 0 filters needed. After the Dawn of Assassin stream, clips of Lord Nameless went viral. During the IRL stream, Alpaca flexed the pretty boy, triggering both jealous haters and thirsty chatters. Naturally, chat started roasting Alpaca's looks next to a total baddie. He tried to clap back, coping that he was a snack in his 20s and just gained weight. Big mistake. Chat smelled blood and kept spamming jokes to trigger him. Good thing his chat didn't care about his looks anyway. Feeling totally drained, Alpaca AFK'd to prep the next segment. Sejin had to solo carry tens of thousands of viewers while Alpaca cooked their collab afterparty dinner. Left alone, the donations started rolling in. Chat was literally throwing money just to get noticed. The chat was full of thirsty messages, but he knew they were all just dudes. After that, Sojin side-eyed every single dono. Some tryhards wanted to ask about weakness detection and his last fight. The skill is actually pretty basic. Strike along the marked lines to break their gear easily. If chat wanted more gameplay, they had to pull up to his stream tomorrow. Shameless plug, but respect the hustle. Vibing with him, Sojin dropped an AMA. Someone asked about the fragment of order, but he had no clue what it does. When asked about his workout, he kept it real. He just runs. Why did he stream Dawn of the Assassins first? A friend put him on. During the post-Q&A dinner, Kim Tae-woo introduced himself as that friend. The chat instantly recognized Tae-woo, flaming him for gatekeeping his GigaChad bestie. When asked how they met, Tae-woo proudly flexed that they've been day one since high school. Living together was a major L. Chatter leaked that Tae-woo always hypes his roommate on stream. Sejin has no clue he's already a legend. Tae-woo tried to cover it up, but it backfired. Out of nowhere, a 1,000 won donation popped up with a clip. Sojin shoved his goofy roommate away and opened it. It was Kim Tae-woo's stream yapping about some wild story. He said his roommate is chill, but does the weirdest stuff, like scrubbing his dirty phone with soap. Asked why, Sojin was like, "My phone's waterproof. It's fine." The day before, Tae-woo asked him to cool the capsule, and this NPC literally crouched there with a mini fan. Sojin had no clue his bestie made him look like a total clown. As payback, Sojin treated his cheek like tonight's main course. Chat was eating up the dinner drama. After a killer meal, Alpaca thanked Sejun for the epic collab. Sejun was mad humble, saying he learned tons from a veteran. They eventually discussed Sejun starting YouTube. He wants to put himself out there, but is still a total newbie. Alpaca's advice? If he's serious about making moves, he needs an editor first. Alpaca offered to hook Sejun up with an editor. After a solid meal, Jin Sejun cracked open a cold beer to chill. That first sip with the balcony view hit different. Sitting alone, he seriously thought about starting an iTube channel. Alpaca did say it'd make his stream blow up. It's a guaranteed way to go viral. Plus, the view payout is insane. The only bottleneck is the editor's skill. Since capsule games hit different, finding an editor who can make them pop is rare. All this talk got Sejun curious about how Sehun became Alpaca's editor. Little bro said he was just a regular 9-to-5er before partnering up. He randomly stumbled onto his stream one day. From the jump, Alpaca had natural entertainer energy, but with 0 uploads, his channel was gathering dust. Suhan decided to carry this man's career and slid into his DMs. Back then, Alpaca was a total nobody, just a goofy guy with a camera. Suhan saw the vision, quit his job, and went full-time editing for Alpaca. He knew Alpaca would blow up, locking in to make him a star. A cracked editor is make or break on iTube. But Seijin wondered if grinding iTube would nerf his goal, winning the league of streamers. He just wanted that god-tier capsule, then dip. But gaming live was way more fun than he expected. In no time, he fell in love with vibing and laughing with chat. Maybe he low-key craved these strangers' company because he was lonely. Honestly, real. He's still haunted by his past life. It was like a home he could never return to, no matter how homesick he got. Shaking off the emo vibes, Sejun hit his usual gym to clear his head and geared up to spar. Here, he only had to focus on wrecking the guy in front of him. His jabs were straight up lethal. One hit could easily KO a pro. The coach knew Sejun only used his gym to blow off steam by wrecking unsuspecting boxers. Yet weirdly, everyone he cooks somehow gets a massive glow-up. Pros literally call him master after getting beat to a pulp. Meanwhile, the coach's actual client was whining about the treadmill. Lee Dong-soo, an 18-year-old freefall prodigy dying to get in the ring. Coach kept drumming it in. 2 weeks of basic cardio is for his own good. Dong-soo clapped back, arguing he's a pro who deserves ring time. But he's only a pro in-game. Real life hits different than grinding in a capsule. His coach ordered him to get some real-world experience. That's literally his only reason for hitting the gym. But at this rate, he'll be stuck on treadmill duty until next year's tournament. Total hamster wheel vibes. Dong-soo threw a tantrum demanding actual combat moves, but everyone ignored his side character energy. They were over his tantrums. Fed up, coach finally let Dong-soo spar. The kid's eyes lit up, asking to pick his opponent. Coach let him cook, thinking he'd get wrecked anyway. But as Dong-soo celebrated escaping the treadmill, a body hit the canvas with a heavy thud. He glanced over, clocking the guy in the blue corner from yesterday's viral clip. His teammate Min-hyun kept hyping up this nameless player, so Dong-soo checked him out. Even Shin-hyun was low-key impressed. But Dong-soo refused to admit he was cracked. How did some random even get into such a gate-kept gym? Maybe the guy was tight with the manager. Sejin caught the red-haired shorty staring and locked eyes. Dong-soo folded under the pressure and looked away. When Coach asked who he was fighting, he panicked. Coach grabbed his shoulders, reminding him sparring isn't about catching bodies. He was yapping about how sparring tests your skills and reveals weak spots. Tuning out the old head's lecture, Dong-soo looked back at the ring. The guy inside was about his size. No crazy build either. If he picked him, it'd be an easy dub, right? Coach was preaching respect, but Dongsu was totally checked out. He was locked in, demanding to spar the beast who just got that clean KO. Coach tried to stop him from throwing hands with the final boss, saying, "Bro, everyone wants a piece of a pro gamer. Asking a stranger is bad vibes." But Sojin overheard and crashed the chat.
Hearing the red-haired scrub wanted to catch hands, he was down for another round. Dongsu shamelessly jumped into the ring, calling Seo-jin out directly. He admitted he watched yesterday's stream and insisted on calling him Big Bro. Gloved and geared up, they faced off under everyone's gaze. The kid smugly hyped up Seo-jin's gaming skills. This brat really thought Seijin was mid. Never backing down, Seijin stared him down and asked, "Who even are you?" Dongsu thought he was the main character, but he was dead wrong. Flexing like a kid, Dongsu claimed he's the ultimate gaming god. Seijin just scratched his head. Literally who? Dongsu coped by reminding himself Seijin was a total noob. No way Shin Hyun should hype up some random nobody. He'd only drop his real name after catching this W. Until then, Seijin should feel blessed just to spar. Smirking, Dongsu let his guard down. Why sweat over a beginner? While he tried to keep it chill, Jin Seo-jin went full beast mode, silencing the gaming prodigy with one lethal punch. Now, Seo-jin's hanging with his gamer dad, Jin Haejin, who is totally not vibing with this match. Pops asks if his stream is doing okay, low-key worried his son is flopping. After all, Taewoo always said getting even one viewer is a massive grind. Lol. Basically, this idiot's been feeding his parents weird stuff. Anyway, Hajin tries to help his son, suggesting PlanetCraft. Our boy's main concern? Is the game even doing numbers? Pops thinks niche games build a fan base first. But when he asks about stats, Seo-jin casually drops he has 440 active viewers and 3K followers. Cue the dad spit take. Bro's dad is literally clutching his chest over his son's massive follower gains. Right after the collab, the community went wild. With every post hitting 30+ upvotes, the haters got completely silenced. Bottom line, everyone finally realized he's no fraud. He's actually him. Out of nowhere, Taewoo texts our boy to check another article claiming Seijin is some elite hacker. Taewoo's just laughing at the drama, but since it's getting ridiculous, Seijin just reports the fake news. He's low-key stressed about doing an explanation stream to clear the air. Bro's only been streaming for 3 days. Next up, he's back in the capsule, hyped to see what crazy numbers he'll pull this time. The numbers are straight up charting, hitting his highest record ever. Prez Paimo is shook. The weakness detection they spent a month deploying, already hacked. His assistant is like, "Told you so," reminding him of the warning he totally ignored. He explains nobody should have cracked it this easily, but Paimo is clueless. So the assistant flips the laptop, showing a clip of our guy absolutely obliterating a weak point. In the video, Sejun is straight up flexing on the mission. President Paimo is speechless, wondering how he unlocked the skill early. Turns out, there's 0 bugs. But this massive Sejun fanboy knows exactly what's up. Bro literally writes a whole essay explaining how Sejun is a 5-head Ayano Koji level genius who read the patterns instantly and shattered them. So the guy's not even a hacker, making him look like some god-tier prodigy. President Paimo gets the glazing but has no clue what their next move is. When Homeboy asks what to do, Paimo snaps, demanding updates on the fragments. The fragment of order is no joke. It's a hidden Easter egg teasing the company's next big drop. See, gathering all 4 unlocks a massive chain quest, complete with a hyped-up teaser video. Paimo cooked up the perfect plan, calculating every single detail to perfection. But thanks to our boy, one absolute noob completely derailed his masterclass. Now Paimo's just coping in defeat, crying because making a new teaser is going to take them a whole month. If they grind crazy overtime, they could wrap it up in a week. But what if the streamer actually speedruns collecting all the fragments? The assistant is ready to answer, radiating pure confidence. He's dead certain Seojin will secure every crystal way before the deadline. Definitely not the answer his boss wanted. Paimon tells his minions to GTFO. Talk about being useful but trash. He's totally over life. Until he sees Seojin going viral. Frail, it's wild how this random noob is pulling off straight-up miracles. Even the high-ups are questioning reality. Our boy's sitting on 120K views, flexing his insane skills and how he absolutely cleared his opponents with pure finesse. Every fight is such a banger that Paimon is basically fanboying. He's hyped someone actually used his OG strategy to diff Drake. At 3 a.m., it hits him. Paimon's feeling genuinely fulfilled. The game he poured his soul into is finally getting the love it deserves worldwide. This was his game's true purpose, the birth of the Assassination Squad. Bro's life got a major plot twist thanks to Jin Se-jun, a self-proclaimed veteran newbie with 1,700 followers. When our boy streams next, the chat is baffled by his new title. But with views doing numbers and chat flying, he's ready. He's got Jume on defense and his trusted mods holding down the fort. These three are officially mods now, literally the most serious job ever. Their mission? Ban any trolls or rule breakers. Honestly, they deserve it. They've been riding for him since day one. Our boy personally hit them up to lock in the deal, except for the public restroom guy who totally ghosted him. Anyway, Bro drops 3 basic chat rules that basically boil down to common sense. But chat is still hyped about the stream title. Since everyone's dying to know how he found the weak point, Sejun decides to just show him. Bro apologizes first, then shows how he cheesed the cut by connecting similar equipment lines. He's self-reported because who'd believe him anyway? Absolute madman behavior. That's why his stream title says he accidentally hacked, sending chat into a frenzy over his chaotic good energy. Explanations done, it's stream time. Right on cue, a notification pops up. Our boy thinks it's a quest, but nope. It's the game dev offering him 1 million won to use weakness detection on the Ethereus Spire. Chat is lost. Are we using magic? Or can you even slice magic? To sort his thoughts, Sejin runs the scenario. Is the actual creator backseating him? A cool mil 1 for one quest is crazy. It's gotta be the creator, right? Chat roasts him for being so clueless when the answer is literally so obvious. Welcome to Ethereus Spire, a city ruled by mages. The big boss here is Duke, our main target, who literally does human experiments for science. Parkouring through the streets is Pipe Murderer 9000, moving so fast he almost scares a girl to death. Honestly, she's not wrong. Bro is actually here to assassinate his target. Chat's asking if he even knows who the boss is, but Bro ignores him, acting clueless and getting roasted for rushing in head first. Keeping it simple, our boy moves out. His best lead, the NPC mages, but they're scarce here. Honestly, mages are rare anyway. The first few floors are mid, but floor 4 is where it gets real. Chat goes dead silent. He senses something's about to go down. A guard warns him to back off, but Sejin, being Sejin, pulls his weapon to flex, then delivers a nasty body blow, knocking him flat. I don't know about y'all, but that was no light tap. Suddenly, Bro's body glitches, completely paralyzed out of nowhere. In the back, the mage is cooking up doom for the helpless intruder, letting loose a fiery blast that the immobilized sword god can't even dodge.